I need you to pause and pay attention if you're a man over 60. You've probably been told your whole life to eat more vegetables. They're good for you. They'll keep you healthy and strong. But here's the hard truth. Some of those very vegetables might be silently chipping away at your testosterone levels, draining your energy, muscle mass, and your fire. I'm Dr. Sarah, and with over 20 years of experience as a health educator, specializing in men's hormonal health, I have seen this exact issue frustrate countless men. They believe they are doing everything right, but their vitality keeps declining because of hidden culprits on their plate. In this video, I will reveal the 3 specific vegetables that could be sabotaging your manhood. Subscribe now, because this crucial information is based on biochemical science that is often overlooked in a standard checkup. This isn't about demonizing all veggies, but about being selective and strategic to protect what makes you a man. What you are about to learn could make all the difference. Let me get straight to what you came here to learn. As I promised, I'm going to share the 3 vegetables that research suggests may work against your testosterone levels, followed by 3 powerful alternatives that can support your body's natural hormone production. Over my 2 decades working with men in their 60s and beyond, I've seen this pattern repeatedly. Men like Robert, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Pennsylvania, come to me feeling confused and frustrated. Robert had been following what he thought was perfect nutrition advice, loading up on the superfoods everyone talks about. He was eating massive kale salads, drinking soy protein shakes, and adding raw spinach to everything. Yet despite doing everything right, he felt his energy draining away month by month. Robert's story isn't unique. When I work with patients like him, coordinating closely with their doctors, we often discover that some of the foods they've been told are universally healthy might not be serving their specific needs as aging men. Let me explain exactly what I mean. The first vegetable that deserves your careful attention is kale. Now, before you think I'm attacking vegetables entirely, let me be clear, kale has nutrients. But here's what happens in your body when you consume large amounts regularly. Kale contains compounds called indole-3-carbinol and other glucosinolates. Think of your hormone system like a finely balanced scale. On one side, you have testosterone production. On the other side, you have estrogen activity. In younger men, this balance maintains itself naturally. But as we age, testosterone production naturally declines. This is completely normal biology. When you add large amounts of these kale compounds into an already shifting hormonal landscape, research suggests they may tip that delicate scale further toward estrogen dominance. Your body starts converting more of your precious testosterone into estrogen through a process involving an enzyme called aromatase. Robert discovered this when we adjusted his diet. Within 6 weeks of reducing his kale intake and focusing on the alternatives I'll share shortly, he noticed his morning energy returning. His doctor was pleased with his overall progress during their regular checkups. Today, Robert still enjoys kale occasionally, but he's strategic about it rather than making it a daily staple. The second vegetable group to consider carefully is soy-based products. I'm talking about edamame, tofu, tempeh, and especially processed soy proteins that many men add to smoothies thinking they're supporting their health. Here's the science, in simple terms. Soy contains compounds called phytoestrogens, plant-based substances that can mimic estrogen in your body. Your hormone system doesn't distinguish well between plant estrogens and the estrogen your body produces naturally. When you're consuming significant amounts of soy regularly, these phytoestrogens can compete with your testosterone at the cellular level. It's like having 2 keys trying to fit the same lock. The stronger signal wins, and unfortunately, that's often not testosterone when you're dealing with age-related decline. I worked with Charles, a 71-year-old former accountant who had been drinking soy protein shakes twice daily for 3 years. Charles came to me feeling frustrated with declining strength and motivation, despite maintaining what he thought was an excellent fitness routine. His doctor had run standard blood work, which showed his testosterone levels were on the lower end of normal for his age. Working together with Charles's medical team, we gradually replaced his soy protein with alternative protein sources. Within 2 months, Charles reported feeling more like his old self. His doctor noted improvements in his energy levels during follow-up visits. Charles still gets plenty of protein, just from sources that work better with his body's natural hormone production. The third vegetable that might surprise you is raw spinach, especially when consumed in large quantities. Now, spinach has wonderful nutrients, iron, folate, and vitamins. The issue isn't with spinach itself, but with eating it raw in large amounts. Raw spinach contains high levels of compounds called oxalates. Here's how this affects your testosterone production. Your body needs specific minerals to produce testosterone efficiently, particularly zinc and magnesium. These minerals are like the raw materials your hormone-producing cells need to do their job. Oxalates bind to these essential minerals in your digestive system, making them unavailable for absorption. Think of it like having a construction crew ready to build, but someone keeps taking away their tools. Your body wants to produce testosterone, but it lacks the mineral tools it needs because they're bound up with oxalates and passed out of your system unused. Frank, a 65-year-old retired firefighter, learned this lesson the hard way. Frank had been eating enormous raw spinach salads daily, proud of getting his greens. But he was also experiencing muscle weakness and fatigue that concerned both him and his wife of 42 years. When we tested Frank's mineral levels, working with his doctor, we found he was deficient in both zinc and magnesium despite taking supplements. The solution wasn't complicated. We switched Frank to cooked spinach when he wanted it cooking, breaks down many of the oxalates and focused on better mineral absorption. Within 8 weeks, Frank felt significantly stronger. His doctor was impressed with his progress, and Frank continues this approach today, feeling more energetic than he had in years. Now, let me share the 3 vegetables that research shows can actually support healthy testosterone levels in men over 60. These aren't just alternatives, they're upgrade choices that work with your body's natural processes. The first testosterone-supporting vegetable is asparagus. Research indicates that asparagus contains high levels of vitamin E and other antioxidants that help protect the cells responsible for hormone production. Think of these cells like delicate machinery. They need protection from daily wear and tear to function optimally. Asparagus also supports healthy blood circulation, which is crucial for delivering nutrients to your hormone-producing glands and supporting overall vitality. The compounds in asparagus work like a maintenance crew for your cardiovascular system, keeping everything flowing smoothly. When I recommend asparagus to patients, they often report feeling more energetic within a few weeks. The wonderful thing is that asparagus is versatile. You can roast it, steam it, or add it to other dishes easily. The second powerful vegetable is red bell peppers. These colorful vegetables are packed with vitamin C, which acts as a natural anti-inflammatory compound in your body. Here's why this matters for testosterone. Chronic low-level inflammation is one of the silent enemies of healthy hormone production. Your body produces testosterone in specialized cells, and when these cells are dealing with constant inflammatory stress, they can't perform their primary job efficiently. Vitamin C from red bell peppers helps reduce this inflammatory burden, allowing your hormone-producing cells to focus on what they do best. A larger-scale study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2020 followed men over 60 who ate anti-inflammatory diets rich in colorful vegetables like red bell peppers. The researchers found that these men maintained better muscle strength and overall vitality compared to those eating more inflammatory foods. While this study looked at overall diet patterns rather than individual foods, it supports the principle of choosing anti-inflammatory vegetables. The third testosterone-supporting vegetable might surprise you: shiitake mushrooms. Now, technically mushrooms are fungi, not vegetables, but they're used like vegetables in cooking, so I include them here. Shiitake mushrooms contain natural compounds that may help slow down the conversion of testosterone to estrogen. Remember that enzyme I mentioned earlier, aromatase? This enzyme becomes more active as we age, converting more of our testosterone into estrogen. Shiitake mushrooms contain compounds that research suggests may help moderate this process naturally, helping you retain more of your testosterone rather than losing it to conversion. I've seen men incorporate shiitake mushrooms into their regular cooking routine and report feeling more like themselves, more energy, better mood, improved motivation. The earthy flavor makes them easy to add to many dishes, and they're available in most grocery stores year-round. But vegetables are only part of the equation. Remember the mineral absorption problem I mentioned with raw spinach? You need to ensure you're getting adequate zinc and magnesium from better sources. This is where strategic food choices become crucial. Pumpkin seeds are one of nature's best sources of zinc that's easily absorbed by your body. Just a small handful, about a quarter cup, provides significant zinc without the absorption problems caused by oxalates. I recommend patients keep pumpkin seeds handy as a snack or sprinkle them on salads or cooked vegetables. For magnesium, almonds are excellent. A Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health analysis published in 2021 found that men over 60 with higher dietary zinc intake had significantly higher serum testosterone levels. This wasn't about supplements, this was about getting minerals from food sources that your body can actually use. Magnesium is equally important. A study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences showed that adequate magnesium intake improved sleep quality and duration in older adults. Quality sleep is when your body does most of its hormone production and cellular repair work. Poor sleep directly impacts testosterone production, so supporting better sleep through proper nutrition creates a positive cycle. The research connection becomes even clearer when we look at inflammation. The University of Barcelona study I mentioned earlier examined older adults following Mediterranean-style eating patterns rich in anti-inflammatory vegetables. After 12 months, participants showed reduced inflammatory markers and better overall vitality measures. What I find encouraging in my practice is how quickly men notice changes when they make these strategic adjustments. Most report improved energy within the first month. Some notice better sleep quality even sooner. The key is consistency. These aren't one-time fixes, but lifestyle adjustments that support your body's natural processes long-term. Let me give you a practical framework for implementing this knowledge. When planning your meals, think of it as building a testosterone-supporting plate rather than just avoiding certain foods. Start with a foundation of the vegetables I've recommended: asparagus, red bell peppers, and shiitake mushrooms. Add a small portion of zinc-rich pumpkin seeds or magnesium-rich almonds. For timing, I suggest men start their day with some of these supportive foods. Your body's hormone production follows natural rhythms, with testosterone typically highest in the morning. Supporting this natural pattern with the right nutrition can amplify your body's own wisdom. I'd love to hear about your experience with these dietary approaches. Have you noticed connections between certain foods and how you feel? Share your observations in the comments. Your experience helps other men in our community learn what works in real-world situations. When you work with your doctor, and I always encourage discussing dietary changes during your regular checkups, you might ask about testing your zinc and magnesium levels. Many physicians are happy to include these in routine blood work, especially when you explain you're taking an active role in supporting your health through nutrition. The beauty of this approach is that it works with your body's natural processes rather than against them. You're not trying to force your body to do something unnatural, you're simply removing obstacles and providing better building blocks for what your body wants to do anyway. Remember that everyone's response will be somewhat different. Some men notice changes quickly, others take longer to see results. Both patterns are completely normal. Your body has its own timeline for responding to nutritional improvements, and that timeline is influenced by your individual health, history, stress levels, sleep quality, and many other factors. What questions would you ask your doctor about incorporating these testosterone-supporting foods into your routine? I'm curious about your thoughts. Comment below with questions that come to mind. Your questions help me understand what topics would be most valuable for future videos. This information represents what I've learned working with hundreds of men over the years, always in collaboration with their medical teams. The research supports these approaches, but more importantly, I see the real-world results in my patients' improved energy, motivation, and overall quality of life. The goal isn't to dramatically alter your entire diet overnight. Small, strategic changes often produce the most sustainable results. Maybe start by swapping your daily kale salad for roasted asparagus and red bell peppers twice a week. Perhaps replace your soy protein shake with a different protein source and add a small handful of pumpkin seeds as a snack. These might seem like minor adjustments, but they can make a meaningful difference in how you feel day to day. When you're working with your body's natural hormone production, rather than inadvertently working against it, the cumulative effect can be significant. As we age, our bodies need our support more than ever. The nutritional choices that served us well in our 30s and 40s might not be optimal for our 60s and beyond. That's not a failing, that's just biology. The wise approach is to adjust our strategies to match our body's changing needs. If this evidence-based approach to supporting your natural vitality resonates with you, please subscribe for more practical nutrition information that honors both natural wellness principles and medical expertise. Share this with other men who value taking an active, informed role in their health while working alongside their healthcare providers. Your vitality at 60 and beyond isn't predetermined. The choices you make daily, including what you put on your plate, genuinely matter. By understanding how different foods interact with your body's hormone production, you can make informed decisions that support your energy, strength, and overall well-being for years to come.